10, 9,
Hello!
8, 7, 6.
5, 4.
Oh dear God! The numbers, Mason. Hello, gentlemen. Welcome back to this session of D&D. I'll get through the recap really quick because we're in the middle of a very intense bit of combat. Last session, the party entered the mansion of Lazarus Barrenhill to find more information on him and his dealings in the capital, and potentially take him down. Griffin entered first disguised as a rat, and found they weren't alone. Doc cast forbiddance over the mansion, hoping to defeat any undead creatures inside. After Griffin let everyone else in, the party noticed a woman climbing the walls, and Doc was able to realize that it was indeed Mary Barrehill, Lazarus' sister, the woman the Guardians took down to begin their infamy across Ambyr. After searching the house for information, the party were able to find a set of keys, one silver key and one piano key. Making your way into a room with a large organ, which was missing one of its keys, you were able to solve a small puzzle and find some information, potentially the information you're seeking, as the piano opened up to reveal dozens of daggers, a large crystal, an ancient book with the name Yara on the front of it, and a small lockbox with a series of letters in. One letter had a symbol that Griffin definitely would be able to notice. However, you could not celebrate finding all of this stuff just yet, as you were immediately ambushed by Mary Barrehill and a series of wraiths hidden in these black wine bottles. We pick up this little bit of combat with Mary Barrehill, invisible and enraged at the party, especially Dokrumir. And I believe it is her turn first. So I should probably
How
get most stat block up.
most bad people have names that sound aggressive.
Yeah.
Mary Barrenhill sounds like she should be frolicking through fields.
Kind of does. Technically it's Mariah, but there we
That's
go.
much worse.
Yeah, go with that, Ben.
Mariah. As long as she doesn't start singing. It's only November.
Absolutely. Well, as she's, as all this fight's going on, there's spells being slung and this, that, and the other. Doc, you've just recovered from quite a nasty spell cast at you. And you can just hear this voice just hiss from you in the corner of the room. Oh, why won't you just die? And then you can just hear this, spark of electricity. Just this, through the room. But because she's invisible, you can't actually see anything going on. Right until about 1 foot away from you, this beam of electricity that wasn't there before but suddenly strikes you, Doc, does indeed strike you. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah.
Just hits Doc.
Hold on.
Are you complaining?
No.
Believe
It can
I
just hit him.
have, bless up, so
Oh, bless.
1d4 plus 4 from Griffin would make that a 24.
24. Fails. Joking. Doesn't fail. Obviously. Passes. As this lightning hits you, hold the fucking phone. What's the damage?
I have a feeling it might be chain lightning. We'll get all of us, as per your request.
I don't have enough dice for this, so I'm using Google to roll it for me. You take 22 damage from passing the save.
Okay.
And then this lightning, you are correct, Sam, from you, just sort of jolts through you and just almost reflecting off your metal armor, just bounces out to everyone else. Can everyone else now make a dexterity saving throw?
You know the drinking game Electricity? This is it, but no drinking and lots of actual electricity.
So Balzanor, with the bonuses from
if you've
people
passed.
around you, you've passed. Fucking good roll.
It's not overly my forte.
Really, everyone has bless, so you get 1d4.
Oh,
I feel like we're taking some damage.
Lyndon's
So-
not doing very well.
No, it's not.
Do I need to
So
roll?
yes,
refresh.
Glyndon, or Griffin, has failed, as has Galahad, sadly, because I'm assuming you've both got the bonuses of thing on. So yes, sadly, the both of you guys, can you please take 44 points of lightning damage?
I said
Hang on
it's
a
a fucking
second.
good thing I passed that save, because I was on 44 HP.
do I get the... I get Griffin's thingy, don't I?
Not on.
Is it?
Do you mean the
one
shield?
additional?
You get
Do you
Griffin's
mean-
aura.
Yeah. So that's-
If you're getting your own aura, you don't get Griffin's aura.
no, but Griffin's almost higher than mine, so don't I get whichever's
Okay,
highest?
yeah, you get a +1.
I'm guessing it makes no difference.
Oh no, it absolutely doesn't. That makes
It's just a point of order.
that makes it a 15 instead of a 14. No, it doesn't.
Terrific.
That doesn't change. So yes, the both of you take 44
Ben, I
points of
assume I
lightning
didn't need
damage.
to roll the D4. 17.
Yeah, as long as you rolled, anything on that D4 would have helped. So you take 22 points of damage.
You've also got Griffin's aura, Matt, so you'd be 21 anyway for the D4.
You would indeed. Doc, can you roll me a con save for bless, please?
Oh, good point.
I'm glad my aura did shit for you guys and not for me. I'm very happy for all of you.
Con save.
Plus a D4
You're hoping for at least a 2.
makes an 11.
Or
Plus aura would make the
oh yeah, plus aura. Yeah, that would.
15.
Yeah, you're all right. You only needed 11 for that. So yes, this spark of lightning jolts out. She is very clearly enraged that you don't fucking die from that. She was kind of hoping you would. But there we go. And you can just hear this almost like scream, just this roar from this very, very pissed off woman from the corner of the room.
JJ, I feel like this is like an ex that you thought nothing of the relationship, but she thought it was everything. She is gunning for
I'll
you.
tell you what, another thing for the podcast. Someone disgruntled with their partner glued their gentleman's region to their leg.
That should be a crime.
That sounds painful. Anyway,
But
next
also
move
very
to
practical.
Doc.
Move on.
Doc, it is your turn.
Well, that's going to change what I was going to do slightly. So I'm going to channel some deep powers of Apollo, and I'm going to cast Heal on myself.
How selfish. Counterspell.
How much of a dick am I?
A lot, probably.
Do it, Ben.
No. No. Not going to counterspell it. You can have your heal.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
That's
I don't want
almost
to
worse in a
cancel
way.
cancel, so it's alright.
You can't see her, I don't think.
You can't see her, so you can't counterspell her.
Oh, fuck.
We could really do with her not being invisible anymore.
Need to do some damage to her then.
Just fireball the room.
I was just thinking that.
with all of us in it.
Yeah.
That back wall's more than 20 feet away, we'll be alright.
And then you don't know what she does after that.
Well, it's my
So-
turn, so...
It is indeed your turn. Yes. So yeah.
that's-
Yeah. You cast heal, healing light of Apollo, even though dimmed in this desecrated household, does light over you. You do feel the warmth and the healing of these scars and things, sort of stitched back together.
How much do you get for that?
70, well, not 70 HP because my max HP has been reduced, but it would be 70 HP.
Oh, that's good.
But it takes me up to my current max HP.
Indeed.
But yeah,
Now.
I'm not going to move, and no bonus actions.
Cool. Wraith number blue. Roll 5d10. I say roll 5d10. It's probably pointless. Yeah, this wraith just... You can just hear this screaming sort of wail as suddenly just...
By 5 to 10.
Forbiddance.
Oh.
At the beginning of its turn, it takes Forbiddance. So, Griffin, you're up.
I am. I read Galahad as Griffin, so I thought I was last, so I was just content to sit here and chill for a bit. I shall quickly think of what I'm going to do. Right. To save the hassle of drawing out a giant fucking circle, can I do a fireball that gets this wraith here and then hopefully Mary Barrehill?
You can, yes.
Okay. We'll just do a level 3 to start with.
Okie dokie. Counterspell.
Counterspell. Oh, I can't do it. Fuck.
As you go to cast this spell, you summon this sort of orange bead of light just in front of you and strike it off just in the middle of the air. At like about halfway through, it just sort of fizzles out. Sadly, I'm very sorry.
That's all right. There's a reaction for the turn, so
That is her reaction. Yeah.
cough, Matt Mole,
And
cough.
a
I got the hint. don't worry.
Toby.
and a third level spell wasted, of course. Cool.
Right, so
third level
that's
spell
my
for third level spell.
action.
To be fair, she didn't really know what level you were casting at. She just knew a fireball's coming my way, and I don't like that.
What to do? If so, for my channel divinity, maybe wait actually. Okay, I'm going to use my channel divinity to turn the tide. As a bonus action, you can boss the injured creatures with channel divinity. Each creature of your choice that can hear you within 30 feet of you regains hit points equal to 1d6 plus your charisma modifier.
Alrighty.
This is a poor man's healing.
Take it.
You all
Any
get
healing will do.
Real Griffin.
oh, you all get 10 hit points. That's not too bad.
That's actually pretty good, yeah.
Does that include myself?
I mean, it says you can choose a certain amount of creatures within range. It doesn't specify that it can't be you.
Absolutely choose myself.
Cool. Yeah, you'll gain a little bit of healing as this, healing light channels from Sir Griffin and gets all of you. Anything else on your turn?
No. What's this here?
That's like a bookshelf.
Do I get any cover from it? If I went here?
I mean, from there, yeah. If you were to press yourself up against the bookshelves there,
Yes, I should be pressing myself.
Yeah, you get most cover. Yeah.
Cool. That's me.
Next up is Wraith number orange. Roll 5d10. Yep, Wraith number orange. Gone again. You can just hear this as you've got this. Balzanor, you had flame sword up, so yeah,
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Just stick a little clock on yourself, but as you sort of go, as this thing goes to almost strike you, it just suddenly racked with this pain and fizzles and burns away. Galahad died.
Again.
That's a short story.
Balzanor, it is your turn.
Knowing that the counterspell has been used up, I command a fireball shall be placed inside this room.
Where? What square?
Well, as Sam was saying before, there is a way of getting yellow and the rest of the room and not us. So
that's interesting, Matt. Normally you just have your friendlies in there.
Okie dokie. Roll
see
for
this yellow
fireball.
circle that's already put there. I'd actually like to put it right on that yellow circle.
He doesn't like all of us high armored people.
Roll for fireball.
Oh,
32. Not bad. She needs to make a DC 16. Dex save. Oh, what's a dex? What is the dex? Oh, 15. Just fails.
Nicely done, Matthew.
Nicely done. As this, ball of fire hurls towards the room, explodes. Fizzling away a lot of the books and stuff, and the chairs and desk are thrown towards the side. You can even see some dust falling from the ceiling and things like that. But that's the first bit of damage she's taken. She needs to roll a con save for. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Technically she would get advantage, but never mind. Cool. She's still invisible, sadly, but she's taken a big lump of damage, and you can just hear suddenly her shout. Not quite from the area of the room you're expecting, actually a little closer to you. Though how much closer you can't exactly tell. She shouts, "Can you hear that, brother? I might need a little help here.
Oh,
run.
fucking hell.
Whatever."
I'm not sure in any shape to take on him as well.
And that'll be her turn. Well, that'll be Balzanor's action. Do you have any bonus actions you'd like to do, Balzanor, or?
I don't. Oh no, I didn't use it, didn't I? No, nothing at the moment.
No. Cool. Wraith number 3. Roll 5d10. Hoping for 5 ones.
Did the Wraith take the fire damage?
Oh, the Wraith would have taken the fire damage, and actually, even on a past save, it would have died. I forgot about that. Thank you. But holy fuck, that's a decent lump of damage.
And the radiant damage. It was then going to take Spirit Guardian's damage as well.
And from even if all of those rolled a 1, it would be dead. So
Hooray.
it's fine. Coolio. So next up would be Galahad. Galahad.
I have Spirit Guardians up.
You do.
Don't suppose anyone takes any damage from that, do they?
Nope. No one does.
Where the fuck is she in this room then?
You what?
There's plenty of places she could be in this room.
Anywhere outside of your circle.
I figure the circle has height, no?
Circle does have height, yeah.
Why are you discounting this bit down here?
Which bit? This bit that we've fucking fireballed?
Yeah.
Well, she didn't take any damage.
She did
wasn't
take
there.
damage.
She did take damage.
Yeah.
She did take damage from Fireball, yeah.
Oh, see, right, okay, fine. Well, that's all well and good. I don't know whether I should drop my Spirit Guardians and whip up Aura of Vitality. Probably would be the sensible thing to do. I'm gonna drop Spirit Guardians and whip up Aura of Vitality instead.
Aura of Vitality instead. Nicely done, sir. So that's an action to whip that up. And then, are you healing anyone as a bonus action? You can do that.
Yeah. I would like to heal who's looking particularly weak.
Hello, sir.
I'd like to heal the weaker of the paladins in the room.
Do you know what? In this instance, I'll accept that.
Love it. Cool.
How much?
2d6.
I'll let you roll it, because then I can blame you if it's shit.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's alright. Slowly getting back to this 44 I lost to the chain line.
Is lay on hands? I can't remember if I've asked this before.
It's an action,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's an action. Cool. So that's your action, bonus action. Any movement at all?
Just gonna step there, but that is it.
Okie dokie. Doc, it would be you up. Actually,
Not that it matters, sorry, but I guess Galahad would have had to do a concentration save for his, but you've lost it anyway.
Yeah, you lost it and changed it, so I'll say it's fine.
But I just want to see if you pass, because it's a 22, isn't it?
Okay.
Can't save incoming. Just for plus bless.
So I think you'd have failed, wouldn't you?
Plus,
Oh no, not
plus
anymore.
1 from. Oh no, he's too far away to get Griffin now. So yeah,
Yes.
anyone would have failed.
Pop
It
down.
was 44, wasn't it?
So
Yep.
22 was the pass mark.
Oh. Matt, that's what you should have done.
Very, very frightening me.
That's what you should have done, Matt, in the Battle Royale. Just hit me with everything you had.
Yeah. I
Right.
decided not to counterspell one of your things, thinking I wanted to.
Oh, this rock crone hurt.
Right.
Okay.
Doc, you're up.
Is she not before me, I thought?
Shit, yes, she is. Oh my god. At which point, she needs to make a save. What's the save she needs to make? No, she doesn't, because you dropped Spirit Guardians and put up Aura Vitality, so she doesn't need to make a save.
Oh, cock.
Forget I said that.
Who's deleted my circle?
I am.
That was my
Fine.
Aura Vitality circle as well as my Spirit Guardian circle.
Oh, okay, good. Aura Vitality is 30 feet,
So is
which is
Spirit
just,
Guardians,
it's
no?
just, no, Spirit Guardians is 15. God, what can she do? She only, Okay,
Go for Doc. Go for Doc.
here's what she'll do.
I think
'Cause
they left
that's-
out a clock.
I just want to check a spell so I can...
It doesn't work.
It does 0 damage.
it doesn't
Yeah.
work. I just want to check a spell.
Griffin, you
Is
want to
it-
get concentration
yes,
spell
it
and go
is.
with the rest of us?
I would like a clock.
you just,
I really
you just want a clock.
Yeah.
You just want a clock.
Can't join the top boys.
I don't
God.
think you're all straining your concentration. I'm literally just like sat in this corner like we're all gonna fucking die. Shaking back and forth.
You found a rocking chair, have you?
Yes. One of the
Cool.
sessions you didn't join, I think it was the one we did where Doc and I went to the library. There was a chair on the map in the middle of a battle, and Blynden just sat on it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I mean, you got to take a rest when you can take a rest.
It's because I'd counterspelled like you do with Balzanor. I'd done that on a few that had like saved Abby's character's life, so it's like, I think he deserves a break.
Yeah,
I
kind of
think
really
that's,
difficult.
I
isn't
think
it?
that's
Oh,
fair. Sorry,
yeah.
I haven't had a look at this spell list in about a week, and it's just difficult to think of what she'd do. So actually, I think I know what she's gonna do. I just don't know if I have the strength to use it.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. She's gonna cast. Yeah, Doc. Because I'm a prick. Can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yep.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's 24.
24. Excellent. You have successfully. You can just hear this horrid like whisper of words, and again, just like in front of you, this sort of black ichor appears and twists all around you. I need to check that high levels. There's 9 of those. Cool. So you take 20 points of necrotic damage.
That was worse than last time, so that's okay. That's okay. It's still a lot.
It's all okay. No worries.
I'll smile through the pain. It'll only make her more mad.
As a bonus action, she can't fucking do anything.
My only worry, JJ, is that she's either has thrown the kitchen sink at you or she hasn't. And if she hasn't, I don't want to see the kitchen sink.
Yeah. I mean, Meta Knowledge Chain Lightning is an 8th level spell, I think.
Yes.
So, fingers crossed.
Chain Lightning is not an 8th level spell.
Is it 6th?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So no, she hasn't thrown the kitchen sink.
She threw the taps, not quite the full sink.
Okay, I would
and
like to cut a slit in the back of
then
my breeches because they might be needed.
how are you all? Obviously, I can look at your character sheets and things like that and determine health. But I'll just take time. So how are you all looking, particularly Doc?
65
This will just sort of-
out of 85.
So just sort of inform how everyone's looking, so what she sort of does.
66 out of 94.
17 out of 96.
Why didn't you say yourself?
I've only been hit once. I'm still on 93.
Yes, because you're way back there, man. Okay. What she's gonna do then? I mean, actually, thinking about it, Doc, you're not on full, but you're pretty good. Griffin, you're like half. Oh, there's
I felt it was a cry for help.
one
in
of
the
you,
chat.
and then one of you that's really, really low, and that's. Oh, I'm gonna make a whiz save for her to see if she's sensible or if she's not sensible. She's not fucking sensible. Okay.
She is off her nut
She is off her absolute nut.
on
so,
killing Doc.
Yeah. Cool. That's gonna be our turn, and we're gonna move to Griffin. Oh, also, one of you roll me 1d4. Just one of you. Say, Doc, roll me 1d4.
Okay, go on, Doc.
Well, no, I'm just more about to object to the fact that it's Griffin's turn.
Oh, fuck, yeah, of course. Doc's turn. Fuck. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Okay, cool.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Doc, it's your go.
Okay. Well, given that she's just called for her brother, I'm going to dump a Guardian of Faith. That's the doorway there, isn't it?
That is a doorway. This is also another doorway.
Ah,
Because a greater vampire just walks through the door, like, you know.
Is this house?
Man's got secret passages in that.
yeah, I'm gonna plonk it there.
There. So if anyone walks in those spaces,
No, if any enemies walk within 10 feet of that space.
does it activate immediately?
It
not
activates when they move. So if they're standing still,
Okay.
nothing happens. If they move, something happens.
Okay. Does it say an enemy it can see?
Any creature hostile to you that moves within space with the Guardian for the first time. No, doesn't have to see it.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you summon. I believe we said before it was like this, like angelic.
Yeah,
Sort of
like
creature.
angelic, like hooded robed figure, like all in gold.
Yeah, just sort of summons in the middle of this room, brightening up this otherwise very, very dark and dingy sort of room, wielding a large sort of like golden weapon. It's extremely impressive. Cool. Great, fantastic.
There, I'm just gonna take a step. Am I gonna step? No, stay where I am.
Cool.
Fancy playing the organ while we wait.
Balzanor's got the most health, he can do it.
Griffin.
From my little nook, I'm gonna look at everyone and shout, "Do we want some dark cover?"
Has any of us seen?
Why is no one responding to me?
I'm trying to remember if I've seen that in combat. I don't think I have.
I don't think you have now.
I haven't been either.
Oh, cock.
Nor is Balzanor. No one here has fought with you and used this. So all he said is, like, you don't know what this ability is. All he said is, does anyone want some dark cover?
I'm just saying
Anyone?
no because I don't have dark vision.
Stop fucking about!
Cover sounds good. I'm confused about the darkness.
Okay. I will use 2 sorcery points to create darkness.
Fantastic. You use 2 sorcery points, and I'm assuming you're doing it like on your shield or something again.
Yes.
Cool.
I wondered what you were talking about for a second, but
Yeah, you and then from your shield just like leaks this inky blackness that suddenly just fills up this void, and suddenly the entirety of this half of the room goes just stark black all around all 3 of you, like the rest of you. Actually, no, not necessarily all around all 3 of the rest of you, because it's centered on you. So technically, that would be like there. So actually, Balzanor and Galahad, you're just on the edge of it, but Doc, everything just goes pure black.
Hey, who turned out the lights?
And then I'm going to move. Oh, I'm now drawing shapes.
Fuck, this is an art class?
5, 10, 15, 20. Am I... I'm going to do this anyway because I wouldn't know, but am I immune from your Guardian of Faith?
Yes, because you're not hostile to me.
Okay, well, you don't know that. 5, 10, 15.
That's interesting, actually. Is it any creature I perceive as hostile or anyone with hostile intentions?
Anyone you perceive in that moment as hostile.
Question for
And that is, I would say, in the moment of casting. So say, for example, then Griffin decides to turn on you. I guess it wouldn't be until your next turn that you would sort of be like, oh, he's hostile, get him.
It just
kind
says
of
any
thing.
creature hostile to you, though.
True. Then I'd argue like when casting the spell. Anyway, doesn't really matter. So Griffin, you cast darkness, and are you moving?
5, 10, 15. I think I might go for the door, but then you're not in the dark anymore. Yeah. Okay. 5. If I go there, you're all covered.
I want to be able to see.
I'll move one forward actually, so Balzanor can see what he's doing.
Good.
Balzanor, hop on the organ.
Generally, what else can I do? Because I can't even see around it. Generally, that'd be terrifying. It's just blackness ahead of me.
Cool. Balzanor, it is your turn. You cannot
I'm
see
terrified.
anything ahead of you.
I don't know what I'm going to do now.
Lads, I'm part of the. I've got to be careful how I say this. I'm part of the clock club.
Clock.
You literally did that just so you could have a clock.
I already have a cock.
That remains to be seen.
I don't know,
Balzanor.
me and him have been involved in a pissing contest since day one.
we both have such weak streams.
I have an idea, Ben,
Yes.
and I'm willing to do it, assuming it probably won't work.
Okay. That's an
But-
interesting way of phrasing it, but okay.
Can I cast minor illusion to make it look like another fireball's coming down? So to make
Minor
basically
illusion.
make a
Minor
sorcerer
illusion
use her
sadly
counter
can't
spell.
move.
Sorry?
Minor illusion can't move. So you would just like minor
Okay.
illusion only creates like still images in like a 5 by 5 foot thing. I mean, it's a pretty good idea, and there are certain spells where you could do that.
Yeah, I was trying.
But sadly, yeah, minor illusion.
Counter spell, but
Yeah.
okay. Well, that was my only real plan because I can't see anything, so I can't attack anything. I just have. I'll probably.
If it's any consolation, you couldn't see anything anyway.
Also, technically, you can't play the organ because the organ is now like if you remember, all the keys went in. It's now
it's
just
all
dozens of
broken.
daggers.
Like a big safe.
Can I
Play
just
the
hit
play the
the
dagger.
organ with my hammer just to make a really loud
Yeah, you just pull out your great club.
Yeah,
just
that's
dong,
making
and then
everybody
through all the
scared.
pipes is just this.
That's me getting angry. I can't see anything.
Yep, fair enough. And Galahad, you are in darkness.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come
Come
to
to talk
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you again.
Cause
These visions softly weeping.
Can I
These
bonus
dreams
action?
while I was sleeping.
So at
Yes.
the time, it's horrible to listen to.
Can I bonus? Screw you, Matt. Bonus action, aura of vitality on myself.
You can, yes.
Excellent. I'm going to do that. That's disappointing.
That's not bad. Average damage.
And
Health,
then,
even.
He's damaging himself.
then can I do 44 lay on hands as an action
Oh,
On yourself.
on myself?
On yourself. It's a big healing round. As you bonus action, just call out to Palor, and again, you feel this like very warm light over, and as it shimmers over you, few of your wounds heal. And then in combination with that, the lay on hands, fixes you up right and proper.
Does that leave you with one left?
One
Any
what?
chance? One left.
Yes, it does. Yes,
Nice.
just in case of emergencies.
I like
The classic paladin move. I do that all the time.
Or do you just sort of flick someone back to life?
Yeah,
up.
just like
Yeah,
poke
things
them
to
back
smack.
to life. Yeah.
If Griffin goes down, please just flick him on the nose to get him up.
Cool. Next we go back to her. And she, I think after seeing this,
Chance here.
is just gonna. Here's the problem. That does bother me. That does bother me quite a bit. So, here's what she's gonna do. She's going to. Okay, here's what she's gonna do. You guys listen as a door swings open and closes. However, does your thing have to roll to hit, or is it just automatic
They have
damage?
to make a dex save.
They have to make a dex save. Dexterity save, bro. Ooh, that's probably not going to pass, but yeah, absolutely not going to pass. No, that's a 14.
So she takes 20 damage.
She takes 20 damage, needs to make a save to keep up thingamajig, which I think just passes. Oh, just passes. Fuck's sake. Yeah, you see, and I guess you would see this this like large angelic guard. Actually, no, none of you would see what it does. You just hear this like as she runs through the door and almost like falls through the door. The door opens. One of the doors opens very, very hard, and then sort of you can just hear it like as it shuts again, and you can just hear this cry of "Brother Lazarus, help! They're taking your things. Where are you?" As she runs in through the door, and you don't really hear much else beyond that. I'll say for the present minute, unless for the present minute, we'll well, are you guys chasing, or you guys what would be the general consensus of what to do in this like brief 2 seconds as you've heard this?
Heal up and chase.
All I know is the door's open, so I think, oh shit, more people are coming in that I need to kill.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I don't really know what's happened. Can't tell whether someone's coming in or out or anything.
Well, the way she's been shouting, you would definitely be able to hear the sound of her was like, "Brother, where are you?" And then as the door shuts, it's a little bit muffled.
Oh, okay.
You can probably tell she's on the other side of the door.
Yes, but I know.
Oh, yeah,
Just
you would all say that.
moved. It doesn't necessarily tell me.
And then you've had the door as well.
She could have just stepped like 5 feet closer.
Well, I'll say this is up to you. If you guys want to keep an initiative and go after her, fine. If you want to drop out of initiative and just take a quick second and heal, that's also fine. It's entirely up to you.
I would probably make a beeline for her because I can see that she's gone. I can see no one's come in and she's left. So I mean, if it rolls around to my turn, I can shout.
That's a good point. Yeah. So
You know that.
I'll say obviously like talking in between initiative is a bit of a weird thing, and I'll say like there's 2 seconds of just like out of initiative as you all sort of look at each other.
She's bled.
And I'll say you can just say like she's running. You can all probably hear she's running. So we'll go to Doc with the information now that she's moving away from you. You're in complete darkness. What do you do?
I will just like probably go like which way? I guess Griffin can see which door.
South door.
Okay. Then I'll probably just try and run like straight forward.
Yeah, not the dining room. Unless she did go that way.
Yeah. Dining room door.
No, she's gone to the dining room. To the dining room.
Okay. I get to the door then. There's my movement.
Okie dokie.
And I'll
Cool.
prep a sacred
Are you opening?
flame.
Are you opening the door or just getting
Nope,
to the
I'll
door?
prep a sacred flame so that if the door opens and I can see an enemy on the other side, or if I see an enemy before the start of my next turn, I'll throw that at them.
Alrighty. Cool. Then, Griffin, what are you doing?
Pushing in. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, I've got. Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll get to the door. Maybe say to Doc, like, should I push in now, or are we waiting for a unified charge? Dokrumir, have I done something to upset you?
Don't lose that.
Okay,
Sorry, I've got a lot of background noise going on at the moment. I just mute myself.
Yeah, I'll push through. And then
Okie
I'll push 10 feet into the room with my remaining movement.
You push.
How does this work with, like, objects like doors? Does it just sort of seep through the door, the darkness?
I mean, however, it's your spell. However you sort of feel that it works. It is darkness that goes round corners. So if, it's like air. If it can get to there.
Just shoots out the door once it opens, then that's terrifying.
Yeah, just this darkness, just like
The door just disappears.
Yeah, like a billowing smoke coming through the doors as they open. Just.
Doc, I like to think you ran out of the darkness and you were like, "Oh, this is so much nicer," and then you're immediately back in it, and oh, for God's sake! Do I see anything?
No.
Okay. I've not used an action, so I'm going to.
Make a perception check. Well, if you want to, you can make a perception check. But
is that my action?
You can't. That would be your bonus action.
Okay, yeah, I'll make a perception check. I'm not very good at these, but when there's a will, there's a way.
No, you can't see anything.
It's very dark in here. Just seeing how long my necrotic shroud lasts. I'll hold off on that for the moment. Okay, yeah, I'm going to push in a bit more, actually. I'll action dash. So I'll go 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. Just so the others can push in. I'll sit there.
Alrighty. Yeah, you get over there, sort of moving past the tables and stuff, which, if you remember last time, when you went in as a rat, it was like molding food, and then it's bone, and then it was sort of like bones, and now it's basically just like almost like bone dust, just sat over the over the tables and stuff, and there's just some little bits of bone like remaining, some like skull of a hog or whatever still there, but mainly it's just dust on the plates now. And you can see, well, you can't really see, but sort of like up high, the paintings are still, you can just about see their eyes, and they are still somewhat looking at you. That's all about you would get from your perception check, because it's pretty dark up there, and you're not entirely sure. Cool, Balzanor. The area suddenly got very bright again.
I can see. I'm going to follow the darkness.
Absolutely.
But I can only get to there. How much extra do I get for a dash?
It's double your movement. So.
Come leap into my nice soft darkness.
I'm going to get to there and be terrified of what's in front of me.
Okay. If you want, I'll say as a bonus action, you can make a perception check with disadvantage, because there's darkness suddenly covering all this room, so your vision is quite impaired.
I mean, it will be shite anyway, but let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't quite see anything in your peripherals. Looking through and into the room, nothing really sort of comes to you. Galahad.
Well, I guess I'll follow everyone else, but I would like to take a bonus action to do some more healing on myself.
Alrighty.
So 2 of them D6 boys are finally some decent
That's
health.
good.
And
Very, very nice. 10 HP back to yourself.
I would also like to use Cure Wounds at level 1 on myself.
Cure wounds at level 1. Go for it. 1d8 plus, I think, 3 because your spell mod.
Spell fire. Where do I check? My spell modifier.
It says their spell save DC 16, so that means your spell mod is 5. Yeah, 3. It's your charisma.
Cool.
So
Oh,
plus
okay.
your charisma.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, that's bad.
6 points of health back to yourself as you just go on this like healing spree. You suddenly went from feeling very lethargic, very awful, so like shaking and jittering from the lightning, to suddenly feeling a lot better. Thank the gods. You breathe a sigh of relief as you push into this room. And again, darkness. Doc, your held action doesn't go off. No one sees anything. And as soon as this door does come open, just darkness floods the area. You can see Griffin that this door here suddenly opens up, suddenly bursts open.
No one
now,
comes in.
No one comes in. But it sort of pushes open from one side. Actually, I think she might still want to do something. Does anyone? No, she can't. So she would probably push out of there and then into there. And she goes very quiet. She was complaining and shouting. She goes very quiet. She pushes into this room.
In the hallway. The foyer.
To the window.
Alrighty.
We're giving chase?
Well, that's up to Doc. Doc, it's your turn.
Okay. Griffin's just called out. She's in the hallway, so I'm gonna go 5, 10, 25 feet through this door into the corridor.
Through that door.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. 19 doesn't hit. 27 does.
Yeah.
As you push through the corridor, I apologize. I'll probably reveal.
You just apologise for hitting him.
I did apologize.
You're too nice.
I've got a question, Ben. Which way does this door open? Left or right? Because I might get some cover as I'm opening the door.
Some cover for that 27.
Yeah.
Probably
Cover's
not
on
enough.
20, on a 27.
Yeah.
I just want to like comedy smack whatever this thing is in the face, but 27.
So you open up the door.
Can you imagine if it's just old Lazarus just in the hallway?
And you see
Meg, please. No.
That'd be so funny.
2 creatures.
Ralph.
You guys can see those. That's on the right layer, right? Yeah.
No.
You see 2 creatures.
Nope.
No,
Can't see
you
anything.
can't. Oh, fuck. Fuck's sake. But I can't select. Oh, it's because I didn't have the selection tool on. That's my bad, folks.
You
There
fucking
you go.
idiot.
Oh, holy shit.
As you open the door, you burst out through the door, and these creatures with these claws just immediately scramble at you. One of them, you are like quick to sort of like jump out, and you can just say, and you bring up your arm, and the first one just things off your shield, but then the next one goes and slashes you straight across the face.
I mean, these things look horrifying, Ben. One does question whether or not they're undead.
That is a very, very good. Oh, that is actually a very, very good point. That's an incredibly good point. Roll me 10d10. They're each going to take this damage. Actually, no. Then I'm actually gonna. I hope you'll forgive me for this because with everything going on, I completely forgot about that. But I'm actually going to retcon that because if they'd started taking this damage, they wouldn't have come from whenever they would have come from. I see no reason why creatures who have, say, like gone upstairs or downstairs or wherever and start taking damage would immediately just keep pushing through that area. So I'm actually going to retcon this. Slightly.
Sounds a bit sketchy if you're me.
I'm not quite
no,
sure this is
nothing.
regulation.
It does mean that they've entered the area at least once,
nothing
so they'll
attacks
take
you.
the first damage. So that's
They
good.
will take the first damage. I will say that they do take the first damage. I'll give you that much.
Yay.
I apologize for the. I apologize for the slight confusion in that.
That's cool. It's a thing that's basically in the background. But...
It is, and it's very very confusing. Anyway, let's push on through this. So you open this door.
Movement. I'm guessing she's down this way, so I'm just going to use that 5 feet.
5 feet.
And then
Cool.
I'm going to action dash 5, 10, 15. How far down this way can I see? There's a door like right here, isn't there?
There is a door right there. Yeah, I just haven't thinged it off.
15, 20, 30. I'm going to get I'm going to get in front of this door into the outside and just sort of wait there with my shield, on my hammer, just trying to listen for anyone.
Okay. Make a perception check. Bonus action.
Perception.
Yeah, let's get through this shit. Okay, so 11. You don't quite hear anything from in this room, nor do you really hear anything from anywhere else with an 11, to be
Makes
fair.
sense. I make a lot of noise when I move.
You do. Sweet. Next up is going to be Griffin, of course.
I hope you don't mind me going over the table. I appreciate it's not the best manners, but I feel like they've
You've
been
got to style it out. You've got to
they've been
slide.
shitty hosts so far. So I'm not going to slide because there's a bunch of rotting food on there.
Oh shit.
But so I'll go up and over 5, 10, 15, 20. Push the door in.
Push the door in. Yep. And you see the same room that you were in earlier on. Yep. Same room you were in earlier on.
20, 25, 30. I'll push in. Before I push in, can I make a perception check, please?
Yeah, of course. Is that to listen, or is that to
Yeah, so I imagine it's eerily quiet in this thing. So I'm just trying to gauge where she is. Be that through listening. I mean, sight, obviously.
Okay, so roll a perception check.
I'm so wank at these.
Oh, but never mind. So you're listening in, and you can hear another door open, but just through the sort of periphery of this thing. It doesn't sound very close. You remember there was a door on the other side of this place? It sounds like that has been slammed shut. She's clearly been, for want of a better word, dashing through the room, through this entire area, and has clearly slammed this shut behind her. So you think, unless there's anyone else in this house with her, she is not in this open room here. She will be in the next room, potentially there, with that 21 perception. And you can hear her, her breathing. She doesn't sound laboured in the fact that she's injured, but she sounds laboured in the fact that she's fucking pelting it away.
Okay.
Right,
yeah. Then I'm gonna, having heard that, I'll shout to Balzanor and Galahad to hurry up and get in here. She's pushing ahead of us, and then I'll push into the room 10 feet. The remainder of my movement.
Remainder of your movement. Sweet. Okay. Getting through this. Balzanor, assuming you're dashing, pushing through places.
Yep.
Cool. I will say for you to try and find this door.
Yeah.
At the time,
hand on the wall, just sort of.
yeah, I'll say that'll be difficult terrain. Trying to feel around on the wall a little bit will be difficult terrain to find the door. So it'll cost you an extra 5 feet of movement per square. Just as you're not entering the space and just sort of.
I can get to here.
There's the door. There's the handle.
I'll bump into Griffin.
Yeah, and then you bump into Griffin. Griffin, you turn around.
You are
Hey,
heavy,
Balzanor.
bro.
Oh, good. I won't attack you. You're friendly. Okay, good.
And then Galahad, what are you doing?
Well, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I guess dash.
Dash. Yeah, I'd say difficult terrain again to try and sort of like feel your way to the door and then feel the door handle, try and open it up.
Okay,
Push.
and I can get to there. And can I bonus action another order of vitality?
Or a vitality, of course.
What is it? D8 or D6?
2d6. Her turn. She does that.
It's a bit
That.
quite healing.
Cool. Yep. Her turn goes off. At this point, everyone make me a perception check with disadvantage because it's kind of far away. It's through a couple of rooms, but it's fairly loud what's happening. So I could reasonably believe that the most heared of you would maybe be able to hear this.
Now Sir Galahad has skipped all that wax out of his ear, he can hear everything.
Let's say with disadvantage.
Never mind.
Sadly. So, yeah, none of you... I mean, Balzanor, you can give a...
I'm going to roll. One sec.
He's just psyching himself up for the roll. For the double nat ones.
Getting those ears prepped.
Are we ready? Are we ready for disappointment?
There's a lot of pressure on this roll.
Yeah, standard.
Yay! Nope, you guys can't hear anything. You've heard the call from Galahad that she's pushed into the next room, but that's about it. Doc, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Okay. I decided that Griffin's darkness goes like through walls and stuff like that.
It wouldn't go through the door that you're by.
Okay.
So,
If you
but
open
as
the
soon
door
as
with
you
shit-
open the door, it would just rush through.
Okay.
Rush through the
Then I
area.
go 5 foot up to the door, open the door.
Immediate darkness.
Immediate darkness, and just be like,
Also, a tiny bit cold.
Tiny bit cold. Yeah, like a strange sort of chill.
trying to remember the layout of this room. I guess I'll. Like 5, 10.
I guess you can like feel your way around as difficult terrain, or you can just...
I'll dash to basically get across the door. If I open the door from here, can I see out, or do I need to go like 5 foot more to get out of the darkness?
I'd say obviously the full 5 foot square. No, actually, because it's technically in that square, I'd say you would need to get into the next square to be able to see the area.
I will open the door and step gingerly through.
Step gingerly through. Well, you see this room. This room, basic sitting room. Make a quick perception check if you want to with your bonus action. It would be a bonus action.
I'm gonna bonus action healing word myself, I think.
Okay. What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 16.
16. Okay, that's fairly decent. You would maybe spot just like this door here, slightly sort of. It's slightly crooked.
Jar.
It's
Jar.
just that, a little bit ajar.
Okay, I'll call that out. It's like, I think she went through this room into the corridor beyond, and I mean I started there, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I'm gonna like move basically towards. So I'm not blocking the door, just forwards.
Okay, cool. Cool, Griffin, pushing on in.
Yeah.
Use your dash or whatever. Place yourself wherever you want to go. The one with the darkness.
So I'll go here with the dash and then push the door in.
Then push the door in. You see a small little, almost like pantry room, to where some servants would, clean things up and do some of that good stuff. Just a small little pantry room. Does lead to a door outside. You can hear as you push this door in, and you can see this door in front of you has like a glass bit in front of it. You can see the outside. Still raining, still miserable. Absolutely miserable.
And then push out into the courtyard. I did not move my feckin' circle of death. There we go.
Push out into the courtyard. You don't see anything around you.
I will call that back. If she's out here, she's still invisible. Oh, I'm not sure where she's running to from here. You say it's raining?
It is raining, yeah.
Is it soft ground?
It's fairly soft ground, yeah. Like grass.
Can I look for tracks?
Of course. Roll me a survival check or perception. Either or. 13. Nah, with the rain and damp and everything, it's pretty tough to see. There are no tracks here you can see.
Okay. I will call that back and say that I'm not entirely convinced she's actually come out this way, but I don't know where you'd go in the snug. But yeah. Or the pantry even. There's another door. Bollocks. Yes, she went that way.
Yeah.
I see that now.
Wasn't sure that's clear. Cool.
I heard it before.
I did see it before.
Which way do we think she's gone?
There's a little door in here. In the pantry.
Like a little door just down there. Cool. And as you've pushed out into this area, next up, Balzanor. Balzanor just pushing through.
Pushing through.
Pushing on through. Do your dashing, do your whatever in. Actually, at this point, I'm actually just going to break initiative and say that, okay, you guys are just free to push into whatever rooms you like. This is getting fairly tedious. Move along. You're free to just push into... I'm assuming you're moving fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And if we do pick up initiative quickly, we'll use that same initiative that was just done.
Okay.
But to speed things up a little bit, you
we'll push
then. Yeah, push into that room.
Probably be at the back because I've come outside.
Yeah, you push into this room.
Griffin, do you think darkness is entirely helpful at this moment?
Well, it may be if we bump into her.
Can I just bonus action while this is going on? My aura of vitality before it drops.
Yeah, of course.
Dokrumir, I'll stay outside, and you call me if you find her.
Okay.
I'll just shut the door.
Okay, cool. You look into this room. Everyone roll... Well, whoever's entering into this small room looks like a servant's quarters. Actually, not... It's sort of like not bad enough to be servants. It's too nice to be servants' quarters, but it's not nice enough to be quarters of someone who lives here. Almost like a guest room kind of thing. Small little guest room, little side table, little sort of wardrobe in here. Nothing too fancy. Little chest as well. For those that would actually push in, so far no one's actually gone into the room, but Man, the man is a ghost. Push the walls. Quaint little room you got there. Sorry, was that perception check to just look around the room?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking about the room, it doesn't look used. Not used anytime particularly frequently anyway. And just from looking, it doesn't look dust lies pretty much everywhere except for the entranceway and the wardrobe. The wardrobe is being used for something. There is no dust on the front of it. There's nothing inside it, no clothes or anything inside it that you can see. You can't quite see on top of it. You're a dwarf, you're like 5 foot, but yeah, it's about as far you get with perception. Investigation, obviously different, actually touching things and moving things about and trying things. You can obviously try things outside of that, but what would you like to do?
What if there's like disturbed dust by the wardrobe? Is the wardrobe this one, Ben, or?
That is just like a small chest. The wardrobe is what's right next to you.
Oh, okay.
Just quickly, sorry. I know I said I was standing outside, but if I cover my shield with my cloak, that stops the darkness. So I'm just going to cover it.
Okay, yeah.
And then I can be in here and not piss
Okay.
everyone off.
Yeah, I'd say while it's covered in your cloak, you've got to sort of hold it in a way that is not really giving you the best AC benefits
That's fair. Yeah. That's
to it. But, you've got it covered at the very least
Okay.
while inside here.
I would like to prep a sacred flame and open the door.
Open the door. It is a completely blank and empty wardrobe. Make another quick perception check or investigation, either or.
I think at this point, probably like investigating more hands-on.
Okay, yeah.
Would anyone like to take a look inside this wardrobe with me?
Absolutely. I'd love to.
Excellent. With advantage then.
All four of us staring.
Oh, there we go. So, you look inside this wardrobe and you realise that
It's not a wardrobe.
It's Narnia.
the back of it does seem to have a sort of point, like you sort of like swipe away some could be paint, could be sort of varnish, whatever, and it does reveal it's very, very, very thin, but it's this brief line, this sort of like 1 foot by 1 foot line in the middle. And as you sort of look at it, you almost place a hand on it and lightly tap it, and immediately the wardrobe moves to the side, revealing behind it a door. The door is a very ancient door, more in terms of a sort of old oak tree. It literally looks like it's made of like bark, and on its front is a face. The face is pointed with angular features, but still flat. It doesn't come out more than like an inch or so. Like the nose doesn't come out that far, neither do the eyes or cheekbones or anything like that, or the lips. But it is exquisitely well carved, and it looks very strange, and you almost get the feeling that its eyes are sort of like following you, and yet they also don't move. It's this strange thing about it. And you sort of give it a moment, and this door asks, "What is the key?"
F.
What is the key?
The key is faded.
The key that I used earlier. That does two things.
Yeah, I think it's what Joe just said. The key is faded.
Well, and Galahad, you said F. Do you actually say F, or?
No.
Fair enough. Cool. The key is faded.
Yeah.
You say this?
Yeah, I do.
The eyes close and the mouth smiles a wide, thin smile that reaches from like frame to frame. Come on in. And the door opens, and it is pitch black. Even your dark vision doesn't permeate through this. Pitch black immediately.
What about my dark vision? Oh, I suppose I can only see my own.
You can only see through your own darkness.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll take the lead.
Oh, Galahad, you beautiful man. Oh, did I just say that?
Yeah. Galahad, you
fully healed up now, Galahad.
I am. Oh yeah.
How's everyone else looking?
I'm a little low, about 2/3 if you're feeling generous.
About 2/3. Balzanor?
I'm still pretty much full.
Okay. What are we going to do? Let's do a level 2 cure wounds on Griffin. So that's 17 total for you. And I get 4 off that, so that's not terrible. Alright, that's probably it for me.
And then I'm going to use 8 points of lay on hands. Leave 1 point, as per my fellow paladin friend. So I'm pretty much at full. Right. Let's go skewer some vampire.
Skewer some vampire, lad.
Safwagin, innit?
Safwagin. Cool.
I'll follow him behind Galahad. Because how dare he outdo me?
Get these chunky boys in.
You push through the door. Well, push through the doorway of complete darkness. And you find this darkness really only goes about an inch before you're just sort of in a doorway that leads down to the basement. Let me just reveal that and that. Doorway leads down to the basement. The darkness, literally, the magical darkness literally covers like that much before you can move on in, head on down to the basement.
That's outside, Galahad.
Yes, I am going the wrong way.
Okay.
As you step out and down to the basement, it is dark, very, very dark, and it gets colder the more you step down. And as you enter into this large room, you can all hear, and it is a fairly audible, actually you would have heard this as the door sort of opened and you step through, you would have just heard this whoosh, this whooshing sound of magic. As you push down into the basement, you see this large sort of open room. When I say large open room, it's not really large. It's about sort of like 20 feet by 20 feet. All the walls of the room are covered in wine, sort of like wine bottles, wine flasks. In fact, the exact same black wine bottles that you saw earlier in the piano room. There are maybe, I don't know, 40 to a side, and 3 sides of the room are covered in these. Intense stuff. Very, very intense stuff. And in the middle of the room, as it has been fairly recently used, you can just see these symbols. Just as you sort of come in, anyone with dark vision, you'll be able to see these symbols across the floor in a fairly large sort of circle just suddenly fade away just a little bit to darkness. They seem to be somewhat arcane of a sort, but you're not quite sure. It's not any language anyone recognizes. Like I said, it is more symbols. Anyone can roll an Arcana check for me if they'd like, just as this is sort of fading away. Oh, okay. Oh, very good. Very, very good. To be fair, that's past it. So, Galahad, you're looking at these, and they seem somewhat similar to something you've seen before. But you remember seeing when Arcandius did some form of teleportation circle, and so you call it out, teleportation circle. But Griffin's like, no, this is larger. You've seen something like this before. Maybe it was on a previous mission where an entity that you were tracking ended up going somewhere further than a teleportation circle could take it.
Oh, I see.
A more sort of powerful teleportation circle of sorts. This isn't done by, this isn't something people can necessarily, not like a spell you can learn. It's more like a ritual that's cast and crafted by certain conjuration wizards and individuals.
Is it like some kind of plane shift?
You could, yeah. Griffin could sort of like relate it to, without Arcana check, yeah, you could relate it to that sort of magic, where it will take you to another connected place with this one. In fact, it almost looks in certain places like this sort of like large circular sort of symbol is almost like half complete. And Griffin, from your experience, you would know that the other one matching this is the complete version. You know, the almost other half.
Okay. So she's chatted off. Then.
Sorry, based on what Griffin knows, we think does he think it's planar in nature?
I would say because he's not, you're a paladin sorcerer, but you haven't necessarily studied magic. I would say this comes from him seeing someone go through something, and from investigation from you and other paladins of Tyr, you would have determined that it is a more powerful and ritualistic version of a teleportation circle that can take you, as far as you're aware, further afield than a teleportation circle can.
So it has. It might be fair to say it has the potential to, but it's not guaranteed to.
As with a 20 Arcana check, I would say yeah, it has the potential. It's not guaranteed. Its partner could be elsewhere. You don't entirely know.
Is this more similar to something that might be on the Vengeance?
No, the Vengeance literally has a teleportation circle.
Oh, okay. So it's bigger than that, then.
Yeah, bigger than that. So teleportation circle is like 10 feet in diameter. This is like 20 feet in diameter. Lots of symbols would have taken a very long time to perfectly and intricately cast and create. And so potentially is, like Griffin says, this isn't magic that, this is magic a wizard can learn, but it's not something, that can just be done. The casting time for this would be maybe days, and it's some other such ritual that is potentially learned by certain conjuration wizards and things like that. Doesn't necessarily look expired, and even as it sort of fades away, you can still see somewhat remnants of it just on the ground. But it is almost like dormant. You almost feel actually 20 Arcana is pretty good. I'd say to activate something like this, you would need to fuel the magic within it. So it'd be essentially you would need to expend a spell slot to fuel the magic for it to take you somewhere. For it to take you to its connected partner, I mean.
I'll relay that. Do we want to do that? Like we can't really let them have time to regroup. It's a strike hard. Yeah, 3 questions. Do we want to go and do that? If we do go and do that, do I know how much it's going to cost spell slot wise?
I would say that's another Arcana check.
Okay. And then
give me a lot for this 20.
If we do go, do we have an exit strategy? Because we have no idea what we're going into. So, does anyone have any suggestions for an exit strategy? Because I don't. Like, do we have anything that could just bip us out of there, or once we go there, are we committed to?
I mean, everything I have for teleportation is after sea, so no, not really.
Yeah.
But like, if you wanted to jet out of there quick, like wherever we end up, and if it's not a confined space, you could run off quickly, couldn't you?
I can. Wait, one sec. Let me check.
Doc, are you good at Arcana? Do you have good knowledge of Arcana?
No.
Okay. Would anyone like to help me work out how powerful I need to be or anyone needs to be to power this magic?
I mean, I'm sort of slightly wizardish.
Yeah, I'd probably say Balzanor as a sorcerer could make some decent assumptions, so I'd say he could give you advantage or something.
Okay. Matt, what's your Arcana modifier?
What's my what modifier, sorry?
Arcana.
Arcana. 6.
Oh, well, same for both of us. Okay, right. If you help me, I'll get advantage on this.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we either both roll individually with straight rolls, or one of us gets advantage. And I think with the 6 advantage, hopefully that's good enough.
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
Okay. 20.
Good.
20. So from what you remember someone saying, it's a fairly minor amount, but it's per person. So it's essentially a first level spell per person to take there and to take the other way back.
We doing this?
I can set up an escape tomorrow, but I can't do anything today.
What's the time right now?
Time right now, 11 a.m. Maybe 12.
We haven't had breakfast.
I believe we did have breakfast.
Well, it feels like an age ago.
Yeah, so it's still fairly early in the day. You do have some information. Like I said, you have this book and you have some stuff. So you're not necessarily leaving empty-handed, but like you say, potentially not going through might allow things to regroup. She knows how you fight. She has seen you all fight.
We could be looking into her brother.
Yeah, my concern is if we go there and Thingy's there, then I've got 5 spell slots left in total. I'll lose 1, so that'll leave me with 4 spell slots.
And you need to save 1.
And I need to save 1, so I've got 3 spell slots to use.
I would say with 20, only, as much as one person can do it, another person could say cast a 2nd level spell to get them and another. Or one person could do a 4th level spell and get all of you. It works in that sort of shared regard. As long as one person in that ring has sort of spell casting and a spell slot per person.
I'm slightly inclined to say we have a tactical retreat and attack them again at the risk of them being better prepared.
Well, how easy is it for us to just decide at any moment during the fight, let's all disappear?
Yeah.
Not very is what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like we have
we have to
teleport out of here and
keep position around this ring.
Yeah, would I know that we can come back through it?
I would say it's sort of like a so what essentially happened is you would use your action to put the spell slot into it, and then on your next turn you would bamf out. You would bamf away.
So we can come back through it.
Yes, as long as you get the other connected one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how everyone else did for spell slots, but I feel like I could hold one back to get us back if we needed to do all of us in one go.
Well, yeah, I feel like I do the same. So,
well, that's an exit strategy then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Problem is they can also probably come through as well. But
is there a way of just destroying this to prevent them coming? When we leave?
Dark Classic destroyed the glowing symbol on the wall. I mean, although if they've set it up, they've probably got a means to do so again. So.
Yeah, but would it be as easy to set up? Would it? It wouldn't be
an instant setup, would it?
No.
Yeah.
You also don't know where it goes. It could go next door, for all you guys know.
It might buy us.
It could take us 6 feet under the ground.
It might buy us time if they've gone somewhere far away.
The other issue I have is that we've not that they've been friendly so far, but this was outright hostility from us. So I feel like it's going to get retorted and then some.
Yeah.
So we've
kind of want to
perhaps
close this chapter before it gets any worse.
Yeah, I mean, from what you've relayed of Lazarus, I'm sure in our little conversations in between everything, is a horrible person, and he would not take this attack on him lightly, I don't think.
To be fair, all you know, Doc, is that he really wants the egg, and he's a vampire.
No, Doc watched him get. I read through the notes a couple of sessions ago. We watched him murder someone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you also watched him murder a guy right in front of you. Yes, I completely forgot about that.
For not a major crime.
What did
we
he
were
do?
pretty confident he burned down the elf village, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he is a piece of shit, and he is holding the city
Hostage.
council at ransom at the moment. So I feel like this is the break.
By the balls, I believe I heard someone say.
So getting rid of him is the break we need. We're a powerful bunch of people, and we have a way out.
All right, let's go.
Okay, are we all going through, paying our own way through?
Yeah, as long as you're prepared to potentially
Hold an exit.
hold an exit.
Galahad, because I've seen. Oh, this is going to make me a bit ill to say this out loud, but because I've seen you're proficient in combat, I'm going to take you through with the second level spell slot.
You say you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not all bad guys are bad, Galahad.
Do you need to lift through, or you're okay to do it yourself?
I can do. I've got one. I've got 2 first levels left, so that'll leave me with 1.
Okay.
Okay, well,
go.
I'll go through myself by myself then.
You all steal a moment to just sort of ready yourselves after the conversation. You stand in the middle of the circle. Any prayers to your god, sadly, in this desecrated space, go unanswered. And it is a somewhat terrifying feeling going into this place without, with that lacking feeling of regard. You guys don't even know where you're fucking gonna go. You don't know whether you're gonna remain on this plane, go to another one, what the fuck ever. But
can we ready a spell or something?
yeah, of course you can ready something for if you see something on the other side. Of course you can. Yeah. Would anyone like to ready anything?
Ready a
Fireball?
Obviously, I want to ready a fireball, but I'm thinking, is that wise?
You lose it if you don't use it.
Yeah, okay, I'll just ready a hit with my. I've still got my flaming blade out.
You do, yeah.
I'll ready a whack with that.
Guessing a lot of stuff would have faded if it only lasted a minute.
Actually, yeah. To be fair,
So I
I forgot about time.
I've still got my darkness.
Sadly, all my
Okay,
vitality, I'm guessing,
the
is
flame
gone.
blade lasts up to 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah. You'd still have flame blade for maybe a good 5 minutes.
Cool.
I've still got my darkness, so I can pop that immediately, depending on what we see. And at least I know it's not ideal for seeing, but at least we're covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might turn the horns on because I don't know if it's going to be dark when we go in.
Here comes the
I
party.
don't know, stealth, like, if we land, like, if the one on the other side is, like, in sort of an antechamber like this is, we might land and have an opportunity not to be detected.
Okay. We'll try. I do have a flaming blade out.
You do. That casts a lot more light than your horns do.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, I'm not doing the horns anyway, but I've already got blades out.
Do I know how far you can go in these things, Ben? Like, distance?
Distance, like I said, you could go to a different plane if you wanted to. And in teleportation circle, you can literally go anywhere as long as it's on the same plane as you.
Can you imagine if we end up in what's the place called that he runs? Well, Barrenhill. Well, that's the name, isn't it?
Dernstead?
Very possibly.
Blackwind.
That's it.
I hear they've got a pretty good play on actually at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Before we go through,
Mm-hmm.
shall we take a quick recess?
I was just going to say, as you guys prep your things, theory resolve, you each sort of expend that magical energy within you. It literally is just like prepping a first level spell in your hand, and it's sort of this portal just sucks that energy from you, and it's almost like these sort of like these symbols almost like open up cracks in the floor where the symbols are. Red energy emanates out, and it sort of gets to the point where you can't see anything. You can't see out of this like teleportation circle. You cannot see a single thing. You almost get worried for a minute as your vision is just covered in this dark red light. And then as it begins to fade, yes, we'll go to break for that. See you guys in 5 minutes, where we'll potentially put you into the new swanky map. I'll place you guys in here for years to...
I'm hoping, there we go, the HD has snapped it in eventually.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Yeah, it takes a second. I've subscribed to Patreon to get some of these maps.
Is that long enough for it to be an issue, or am I still just waiting?
Yeah, I've subscribed to Patreon to get some of these maps, and obviously the higher res ones they are, the longer it takes to sort of thing in. It took me ages today. I generally thought something was bugged. But there we are. Yes. Welcome back. As you guys all enter, you suddenly appear within this dark room, this dark space all around you. There are coffins all around you, and you appear to be in a room that's, well, very clearly some kind of like cavern or tomb or space. But looking around you, there's something interesting about the environment. Everything is somewhat desaturated. Your skin, the color of your hair, color of your eyes, color of certain weapons and adornments you have of yourself is desaturated to almost a point of zero color, except for magical items. Magical items still retain their full color. Galahad, your shield still retains some of its reds and golds, as well as, you know, the hilt of your sword is still like that golden color. Doc, you know, the red of your sort of wrap and things is still fine. And Balzanor, your cloak that gives you the resistance to fire damage and your rings that allow you to bypass resistance to fire damage also retain their magical, like bright, luminescent red color.
Do I still get the brightness of my flaming blade?
You do also still get the brightness of your flaming blade, and as that, you know, that magical fire permeates out into the room, it does slightly, you know, as this magical light lights parts of you, it does. It's a strange thing of where it gives that area color, but then as soon as, you know, that it goes into shadow again, the color goes desaturated back to almost black and white. Balzanor, you remember a similar effect happened when you went to a very distinct other place with your other party, with the Drengers of the North. The last time you saw this, you went through a portal into the Shadowfell.
Underdog.
Into the Shadowfell.
Ah.
This you can relay to the group, and obviously relaying that, yeah, you are now on a different plane of existence entirely.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
What would you like to do? There is a doorway ahead of you and a door just
is there
here.
Any symbol here?
Any symbol?
Yeah, like the thing we found in the basement.
Oh, yes. On the floor, yes, this symbol. So as you sort of appear in this place, the red of this, you know, the red of this arcane symbol does go from a bright luminescent red to a, you know, very extremely desaturated, almost grey, and then it sort of fades back down into the ground, and you can still see the symbol carved on the floor.
So if things go tits up, we make a beeline for here and get out.
Yeah. Essentially, anywhere on this grey podium here is where you can bamf out.
Do we want to try and maintain an air of stealth if we can? I have two doses of potion for stealth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I also have broom, so one person doesn't have to walk.
I would say, yeah, if someone's sitting on broom, that doesn't mean you're clanking around as such, so that would be, you wouldn't have disadvantage on your stealth check.
Okay, Doc, how about you go on broom and Galahad and I take the
Okay.
potions of squeaky clean.
Yeah.
You can have 2 potions of lubrication. Or 1 potion. Yeah.
As you unstop this...
Galahad, would you mind rubbing this into the bits I can't reach?
Well, it's interesting. As you sort of like take it out, the liquid inside it almost instinctively recognizes armor, and it instinctively just moves itself like a sort of like water elemental would. It moves itself and spins itself over you, slicking itself over parts of your armor, to the point then where even when you take a step on the ground, you could hardly hear your own footstep. Like you can hardly hear the clank of your foot on the ground. You can hardly hear that similar slight squeak or just faint clunk of your arm moving for your sword or your axe. A very strange, very magical potion.
Oil, which I believe works better on a bladed weapon.
It does. However, putting holy oil on a weapon, that takes like a minute of applying it and sheening it over the weapon.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and then it lasts.
I believe it was 1 hour.
So I think this would be the time to do that as well. Galahad or Griffin, whichever one of you think you're going to be doing the most up close.
I feel like probably Galahad is going to be the most up close, isn't he? That's his prerogative.
Yeah. Galahad, you quickly take a minute to sort of like step down, you unsheath your sword and place it down. Just make me a stealth check while you're doing this, or just a dexterity check while you're just doing this, applying this to your blade, being in a place that you're trying to remain somewhat stealthy. 19, very, very good. Yeah, you're able to sort of place it in a way where just rubbing this on, gives you, you're not being loud about it. You're being, in fact, very, very quiet about it, while everyone else is just looking about. Everyone make a perception check. Except for Galahad, who is applying the thing to his blade. Okay. So, you can all see, just like ahead of you, a couple of stairs up into a door that's, slightly ajar, and it's more of a gate, so you can see through. And there is also a door back here as well, but you can't quite see through this one. All these coffins are very, very old. It seems this entire place is very, very old and has seen definitely better days with the walls these stone bricks. Areas of it have crumbled in, sadly crushed one or two of the coffins. Revealing inside in some of them like a skeletal figure or a figure that's just clinging on to what skin and muscle is left on the bone. However, Doc, you do sort of look around, and on one of them there is just this very, very small thing. It's almost just like that big, and it just says just around it, written in Elvish, served Blackwind his best. That then prompts you to look up and around the room, and there are some hints that this could be a place that is at the very least related to Blackwind. Small sigils, small, obviously with your stone cunning, small pieces of architecture that you would know that the richer folk, the southern folk, would use in places such as Blackwind and things like that. And with Balzanor telling you obviously what he knew, because I believe when you rolled to see what you knew about the Shadowfell, Balzanor rolled like a 20. So he would be able to tell you that in the Shadowfell is an echo of the material plane. Everything is basically the same, but the Shadowfell is a darker shadow of the material plane. So you have some reason to believe that you may be somewhere in Blackwind right now, in a crypt.
Oh, shit.
Blackwind is that the one in the center?
No, that's south on the coast. I can just put you, if I just really quickly put you on the map. So if you think the capital, obviously here, Yeah, Lone Hill's just in the center there. Blackwind is way down here. You guys stopped off at Blackwind, obviously, way long ago.
Went offshore, didn't we?
You did. You went offshore to go into a pirate ship and rid it. Find out what the hell was going on, why it just stopped outside of port. Turns out, vampires had raided the ship. The captain had opened an egg, been taken over by the spirit of a vampire. You put him back in his egg. Oramus hid the egg away.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. It was a great time.
Right, lads. Which way? North or south?
Can we...
I would say south definitely seems like a door out. Given...
north.
I think in... Yeah, further north and in. Is this a door up here?
It's like a gateway.
Alright.
It's like a gate.
Then.
You can see through it.
Okay.
Cool. Everyone roll a stealth check then, if you would please.
I'm going to guidance myself.
I am much stealth.
At least it's not a...
You were saying, Doc? Sorry? At least
I was going to say, at least it's not the nat 1 you'd have if you had disadvantage. That's 19 total.
19 total, right.
14.
This is a group check. This isn't individual stuff. However, like, Doc is a very, very high. Galahad and Balzanor. So this almost evens out to about a sort of like 50-14 maybe, where Griffin's thing was, I'd say. So you're keeping an aura of stealth that you guys, at the very least, being paladins and clerics and stuff, think is pretty quiet, at the very least. You know.
Galahad was like just testing his armor, going, "Oh, this is really quiet," and then he just kicks something on the floor.
Yeah, I quite like that.
Like a 12, so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, you can move yourself up to this gate where you can see a little further down the corridor. And sadly, in someone's haste,
I can't move myself.
You can't move yourself. That is
because Lazarus has cast hold person on you.
Also, cannot move myself.
Oh my god! Why?
Well,
okay, it does this sometimes, but not others. I apologize. Sometimes it means that when I just drag you guys on, it allows you to move yourselves. Sometimes it doesn't. But yes, this gate sadly is locked. Someone has locked it hastily in their retreat.
Like a door with a lock, or someone's chained the handles together.
Like a door with a lock. It's not a very big lock at all. It's literally, like what you would just use like a little key for.
Okay. Does anyone have a way to do this quietly, or are we insta-breaking our stuff?
Griffin, you have a nefarious past. Can you not pick this lock?
I don't have the tools. I don't have a lock-picking kit. Could anyone like put a bit of water in it and freeze it? Maybe. Anyone do that?
No, I don't have freezy powers.
I have frostbite.
Frostbite. That would essentially be like shooting a beam of ice at the lock. Could certainly freeze it.
Colder and more brittle. If we have to break it.
Well, we don't have any other way to get in, do we? So we tried it, didn't we? It's definitely locked.
Yeah. Try the door. Definitely locked.
Okay. Is there such thing as a silent breaking of a lock?
Well, you could perhaps use my cloak to wrap the lock. I'm guessing it's like a padlock.
No, it's like a like a gate lock. So there's like a little metal thing, and you put a key in it, turn it, a little bar just goes through.
Deadbolt.
Yeah, deadbolt. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. So I was going to say wrap the padlock in a cloak or something, and then use Doc's hammer to.
I mean, I can cast silence. I mean, it's a ritual, so if we wait 10 minutes, I could do it as a ritual, and then no sound would emanate while we smash this lock.
Okay.
I'd like to do it as a ritual rather than using a spell slot. If we're in a hurry, I can use it.
Hang on a second.
Mm-hmm.
No. What's in the Smith's Tools pack?
Smith's tools.
It's like I'm using a hammer and...
Yeah, like a little hammer and a little sort of, little like rag to be able to hold certain hot things and several different
like
smithing
hammer,
items.
tongs, files.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Screwdriver, spanner.
Yeah. A couple like nails for like studded like leathers and stuff to be able to like just put studs back in or whatever. Yeah. What are you doing?
Ritual cast silence?
Yeah, I would lose my darkness and Balzanor would lose his flame blade, but I don't see much. If we want to continue the stealth, I don't
Yeah,
feel like we have a lot of that.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, right. I think they also... I'm just going to wink my darkness out. Actually, I'll just let it run out. Run its course.
Okay.
Your ritual casting that... I don't think it matters if it's an extra 10 minutes. I mean, they've had the time to recover and whatever they would anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like in terms of rest, they're not going to get a long or short rest out of an extra 10 minutes.
No, and they might even think that we've given up on the pursuit of them, maybe.
Yeah.
I would say that, you guys were able to hear, on the other side, you guys were able to hear Mary Barrehill going through the portal with this, like I said, like this whooshing sound. You don't know how far this thing stretches, but obviously there is the potential that they could have heard that, could have heard the actual teleportation.
I also just had the thought, we don't actually know that Lazarus went with her. He could still be back at the mansion.
Don't know how she was communicating with
Behind
him.
us. No.
Okay, right. If you do that, Doc,
Okay.
ritual cast silence, and
10
then
minutes.
what you just said, Galahad. If we keep an eye on the pad, because he might be behind us. There might be any number of things behind us actually.
Okay. You begin
then-
ritual casting silence. Everyone make me a perception check.
The person who's best at this is not doing it.
Oh, God, no.
I don't think I've rolled a perception that's higher than an 8
Jesus Christ!
ever with Balzanor.
You do have a -1. Doesn't help.
I know.
you.
I know, but
Even
it's not
that,
that you ever roll a
it's
17
getting
or a
19,
16.
right?
It's always like
No.
a 6 to a 5.
Yeah. Constantly.
Okay. You guys are... Let me just find the right thing in my notes. Apologies. So you guys are stood in this temple, just sort of waiting out the ritual casting, and Doc, you're sort of sat there, casting the spell. And you don't quite realize it until something's already happened. But you can just hear this. For people called guardians, do seem to be breaking and entering in a lot of places you really shouldn't be. Deal with them. And suddenly, 1, 2, 3, 4 coffins just open up on the ground, and these entities just sort of sit up slowly, crawl out of their coffins. Well, actually, no. They don't even do that. As far as you guys would see before, obviously, some kind of initiative is rolled. They just knock the thing out, sit up, and just all immediately just glare at you. Just immediately. And
That voice, Ben, was that like disembodied, or did that sound like it was coming from a direction?
that definitely sounded like it was coming from a direction.
And it was
From
Lazarus.
further within.
And that was a male voice, presumably I'd recognise Lazarus.
Yes. The very, very posh sounding voice of Lazarus Barrenhill.
Oh, I really wish
Comes
I'd
down the
thought
corridor.
about this beforehand.
He doesn't come down the corridor.
No, his voice.
His voice comes down the
Not
corridor,
yet,
yes.
so not from the circle, from the cool.
From the
Can we see through this? Oh, you said it's a gate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a gate. So yeah, you can see through it. But with those perception checks, you are maybe so focused on all that stuff, focused on your own sort of things. You know, Griffin maybe seeing if you can rekindle your connection with Tyr on this plane. Sadly, not. However, one thing I did forget to mention is that your shadow magic does seem, though you can't rekindle your connection with Tyr on this plane just as well, your innate sort of shadow magic does seem a little more comfortable in here. Almost like it's always had this somewhat missing piece, but it's finally found it.
I'm just going to whisper to myself, what Tyr doesn't see won't hurt him.
But yes, everyone roll a really quick initiative as we try and get this sorted. I'm using these tokens. These things don't look like this. I'm using these tokens because I lost my other ones. But these are essentially just like, they almost look like zombies with long, sharpened teeth, basically.
Rubbish.
Oh, also rubbish. I really wish I'd thought about this before.
Yeah.
I've got my harness divine power, which lets me regain spell slots.
Well, you can use that as a bonus action on your turn.
I know. I wish I'd thought about it before we were in initiative.
Yes. Okay, so that's 16 plus 2.
Are we slightly upstairs here? And if so, how high?
You are slightly upstairs. I'd say only like by about like 5 feet, sort of up.
Oh,
it's not very far at all. No, sorry. Yeah, no, sorry. It is down. It's 5 foot down.
It's down. Okay.
Right. Yeah, down. Sorry about the confusion.
That's cool.
So let's really quickly get through this. So first up, Doc, then Balzi, then Griffin, then Galahad. Cool. So first up is indeed Doc. Doc, you can continue to ritual cast silence if you like.
Alright, so it's just my minute over here.
How far were you through it?
He's probably about sort of like 5 minutes through it. It's sort of like that thing where, you know, they've heard you coming, they've clearly heard you maneuvering towards this gate, and then they've stopped hearing you do stuff. And you can imagine with you guys not being very perceptive, maybe someone took a look around the corner, maybe something happened, you're not quite sure. But
you said it's 10 minutes for you to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
We'll hold them off for 60 rounds, Doc. You do the rest.
I mean, they know we're here, I think.
Yeah.
Doc, let's try and prattle through this quickly to get the main event.
Step up to here and use my channel divinity to do turn undead.
Turn undead. Okie dokie.
So
what CR?
Some kind of saving throw.
What CR do they have to be?
2 or below is destroyed.
2 or below? I thought it was 3.
No, it's 2 or below is destroyed. 3 is 14th level.
I see. Okay, so then you all need to make wisdom saves. I'm just going to roll. Okay, so red, 20. Blue, 14, fails. Green, 6, fails. Fails. So 3 of them fail, red passes. So they need to move as far away as they can from you on their turn.
Yeah, if they're higher than CR2, then it spends its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can. Can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you, can't take reactions. For his action, it can only use the dash to try and escape, an effect preventing it from moving. If there is nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action.
Okie dokie, cool. Any bonus actions or anything like that?
I've gone 5, 10, 15. I've gone 15 feet, so I'm just going to go 5, 10, 15 feet back here. And say, hold on. Sorry. Or until it takes any damage. So I'll say, they're going to run away from us, except that one. If we damage them, they'll turn back.
Okay.
I don't know which one. You said red passed?
Red passed.
Okay.
All the others failed.
So if we damage them, they'll turn back. But otherwise, they'll just run away from us.
Okay, cool. So, next up is red, and it immediately, like, you know, it's already, like, half up. So it just, like, leaps out of its thing, unnaturally high, leaps out of its thing, lands on all fours, and skitters on all fours towards you like some kind of bestial thing, but it's actually just a human. wearing what's left of some clothing. It's very, very gaunt, mostly bone and skin and some leftover muscle. It's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I would say it has to get difficult terrain over that column, but it can make it nonetheless. And it's going to roll 1 attack against both of you two, because fuck it, you can. Okay, so that's against you, Doc. That is a blah 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 25.
Fuck yeah.
And against you, that was a very, very good roll, I will say. And against you, Galahad, it is a unnatural 20.
God damn it. Oh, no, it doesn't hit that.
Sweet. So against you, Doc, that is merely 7 slashing damage and 1 necrotic damage.
JJ, were you advising we don't attack them?
I was saying don't attack the other 3 because they'll run away.
Okay, cool. Can I use my sentinel feat then?
Of course you can. You can make an attack of opportunity as it comes in range.
Cool.
Roll to hit. 17 hits easily, yeah. By the way, this creature very obviously looks undead. Just in case that helps anybody.
Oh, very tasty.
It's a bit under the weather.
Very tasty. Hang on a second. What is it? I need to roll 1d6.
For a smite, it's
No,
against undead.
No.
Oh, yes. For your thing, yeah. 1d6 fire damage, yeah. 5. That's 15 damage as your sword sort of ignites and you just slash this thing across the face, and it almost like a dog being slapped, it just sort of like smacks itself, like falls backwards, like how you see like Gollum do in the Lord of the Rings movies when he gets hit, falls needlessly far backwards before skittering back to its feet. Cool. Doc, anything else on? No, it was Hit's turn. So next up, Balzanor. What you doing, my man?
I don't know, because the plan was to fireball the other 3, but if we're not attacking them, I don't know.
We'll just batter this boy then.
Can I get to
We'll
there?
break open that.
There is.
Is that
like,
wall?
Yeah, that's wall. You can move through the space of friendly creatures so long as they let you. So theoretically, that should work.
Get to there.
Yeah, get to there.
Yeah.
I'll give them a whack.
Give him a whack. Go for it. Are you giving him a whack with your great club, which definitely fucking hits? Nice. Roll the damage.
Oh,
16. Fucking hell. Yeah, very, very nice. Yeah, you immediately like barge between Doc and Thing, almost like skid as you turn around. Then just his head just crumples into nothing but gore and muck and blood as it just smashes down on its skull and it just sort of sits back down on its ass and crumples over dead. Cool. Griffin. Well, Bazzy, anything else on your turn? Balzanor, anything else on your turn?
I don't know how effective this will be because they've clearly seen us. Can I, before I do this, or maybe it's a question for you, how intelligent are they?
You don't know. But what I will say is this: from the fact that this one little skittering thing ran up to a group of very armored and very powerful people, make from that what you will.
If I'll just take a step back. Minor illusion in front of us. Wait, well, I need to check what minor illusion can actually do.
Basically, you can make in a space of 5 feet by 5 feet an image or a sound.
No, I was hoping to do like a wall of something, so it looks like there's nothing going forward this way, but 5 feet is 5 feet. It won't work.
Yeah.
It needs to be wider. Okay.
If we get to the door, we could maybe bar it behind us. With like a wedge, so that when we're coming back, we can easily pull the wedge. We don't want to be if we're coming back into.
If it's just a brick, they're not overly intelligent. Yeah,
Yeah, cool. Next would be Blue. Blue obviously has to use its turn to literally run up to here. It slams into the wall. I'm going to say at the speed at which it's running, it takes like 1 bludgeoning damage as it slams into the wall and it just starts clawing. Like, just like you see this like claws just clawing into the wood of the wall, trying desperately to get away, but they're too stupid to know how a door handle works. Then we go to Griffin.
I'm going to try and get this gate open.
Cool. That'd be just a straight strength check if you're just trying to like kick it in or do anything like that.
Not athletics.
Depends how you're doing it. Yeah, if it was like a shoulder charge kind of thing, I might say athletics, but might need to use some of your movement for a run up for that sort of thing. But
yeah. Shoulder charge it.
Yeah. Say use an extra like 10 foot of your movement just to shoulder charge. Give me an athletics check. Oh,
25.
very nice. Yeah, you sort of drop the shoulder just where the bolt is, and it just off of its hinge. Clearly, this is a very, very old place. This thing went down super easy, and in fact, you hit it so hard that the gates, like the hinge, sort of comes off at one side and just sort of like angles itself really awkward, like pulling itself off, kind of not fully awkwardly.
Shutting it, and I absolutely knock it off its hinges. Oh, sorry, guys.
it's off like the top hinge, so it's slightly sort of bent in an awkward angle, but you could still like shut it effectively. Anything else on your turn, Griffin? You are now like there with 10 feet of movement. Okay. With 10 feet of movement used, you have 20 feet left.
Yeah, 5, 10. I'll just creep up round here and peek round the corner.
Peek around the corner. You don't see anything around that corner so far.
Okay.
What's on the map is what you can see. I mean, you can make a perception check to try and listen out.
Yeah, let's do that. And then I'll also just say back to the guys that looks clear, let's get a fucking move on.
Cool. 15. You can't quite hear anything at the minute. You might hear the whisper of a voice just, now, sister, don't worry. There shouldn't be much trouble. And just sort of conversation between these two people.
Is that a challenge?
Cool. Next up, Green uses full movement, also slams into this door. Again, I'll say like the speed it physically runs into it takes like 1 bludgeoning damage as it just runs into it. And just starts clawing at the other side of the double door as well. Just screaming and scratching. You can see the hands like almost work the handle, but not quite. As like it's like how like a dog would try and like paw at the handle. That's sort of what they're doing here. Griffin, Galahad, even.
I guess I'll 5, 15, 20. Can I action and bonus action out of interest my harness divine powers?
No, it's only a bonus action.
Okay, well, can I bonus action harness divine powers and regain?
You can. Also, as a paladin, you only get 1 channel divinity per short rest. So you wouldn't really be able to do that anyway. But yes, you can get anything up to a 3rd level spell back.
You say that?
No, half your proficiency bonus round ups. Yeah, 3rd level spell.
You say that, but I'm more than a 7th level, so I get to use this twice because it's harness divine power.
Oh yeah, you do, but you need to use a channel divinity to get that back. So it's essentially you could use it, which uses your channel divinity, and then take a short rest to get the channel divinity back, and then use it again, and that's per long rest. So you can harness divine power twice per long rest, and for every short rest you have 1 channel divinity.
Anyway, I regained a 3rd.
I play a paladin. I know how it works. Cool. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Get a spell slot back. Sweet. And then finally, this thing goes up and just between its buddies, just starts clamoring and slamming at the door. The strength of them, they don't open it. But then we'd go back to Doc at the top of the round. Anything you wanted to do, Doc? Or
say, if we think we want to come back this way, we might want to take these things out from range now, in case if we're low coming back. So if Balzanor, Griffin, and I all just target one with a ranged thing, I reckon we can probably do enough damage.
Are they not just going to keep pushing away from you?
It only lasts a minute.
Okay, yeah, then fucking let's piss them.
Because I reckon 2 firebolts and a sacred flame on each because like if we do one, then even if it doesn't die, I don't know if it'll get back to us before we can do it again.
Cool. So Doc, what are you doing?
Well, if we're all going to line it up, I'll like basically prep a sacred flame to do at the same time as everyone else.
Yeah. Do we have to be an initiative for this? Because it seems silly not.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess at this point, this is just do they get to make a save at the end of their turn for this or no? Okay, fail, yeah, in which case, yeah, you all that's a good point, Matt. Yeah, you all just come back and you can prep off your spells. So just fire off what spells. We'll first say, okay, so first attacks against say orange, because it's back there. So roll attacks against orange. So 18 hits, 16 hits.
Dex save.
So roll
damage 18.
I'll say dex save.
Giddy aunt. Oh my giddy aunt.
Okay, don't worry,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that one's dead. So next one.
Why are we
against
wasting
blue.
these good?
Next against blue, dex save JJ. 15 plus 2 fails.
13 damage.
Sacred Flame, 13, 28, 13 hits. Nice. 21 hits. You know what? These I'm gonna speed through this. I have no inclinations whatsoever that you guys wouldn't be able to hit these things and in 2 rounds kill them. They have an AC of
Jesus Christ, Matt.
They have an AC of 13.
I told Balzanor to go and he went.
I have no inclinations that you guys hit that. And Matt, that was actually a very, very good point. I'm trying to work on the speed of these sessions, so if at any point we're in initiative and you guys really feel like we shouldn't be, just call it out. It's perfectly fine.
For this was just we'd all go at the same time and then just blam.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. I'm trying to sort of see how we can speed things up, and that definitely would help. So,
Galahad,
these things dead.
Check for traps.
Check for traps. Roll investigation or perception, either or. Both might change what you get, but
Investigation. Oh, cock.
Nope, you got nothing.
Are you sure? Because
Pretty sure.
Can
we all roll
Looking around the
investigation?
area, this statue doesn't seem off to you. Yeah, of course. Anyone can do this. It takes a bit
I
more
see
time.
exactly the
But
same thing.
I see very slightly more.
Doc,
on,
you
boys.
see a little more about the intricacy of this thing. But no, and Doc, as you're sort of looking at fine craftsmanship, and then Griffin just charges on ahead, and nothing happens. Charges on ahead again, nothing
I
happens.
heard him say will be no challenge.
And you can indeed get to this bit here, and I will just open up the floor for you by revealing areas of missing tint. Let me just... Sorry, it's an awkward shaped room, and I feel like I've got to do... Bang, 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 bang,
Bang, bangity bang.
bang, bang,
Bang,
bang.
bang, bang.
I respect that, Matt. I respect that heavily. Bang, bang, bangity bang, 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 chick, bang, chick, bang, to bang, say bang, 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 bang. Anyway,
Oh, Lazarus, he's had a bit of a glow up, isn't he?
he has. As you step out into this corridor, you can now see this, long hallway, as you can see, with these coffins again, slightly broken and very, very old. It seems this back chamber hasn't faced much, it being lower down, hasn't faced much of the damage, except for just a little water leakage on the floor and things like that. There is a door here, but it is like wide open, or it's like a doorway. It's wide open, and yes, behind a large coffin, you can see Lazarus Barrenhill. You do not see Mary Barrehill. But you can see Lazarus stood there in very, very fancy attire. To remind you all, Lazarus Barrenhill is a very tall individual. He's an elf, very pale skin, almost to the point of being like perfectly white. He's one of them people that looks too handsome for them to be real. Very sort of somewhat strong jawline for an elf, but so it goes down into a little bit more of a point, sort of pointed nose, tall high elf ears. He's a high elf. Long sort of coat, and you can see out of the side of this coat, or just like on his like strapped to his legs, he's got these 2 harnesses that in each one is strapped 3 daggers, so he has 6 daggers in total. The thing you notice most about him, however, is his piercing eyes that look directly at you, sort of into this room, and he just sort of stares at you from his friends. Please. Why does this have to come to violence? I did actually want to talk to all of you, so why don't we just settle this now? Come on, let us not be savages. And he turns around. Well, no, he doesn't even turn around. He just sort of like puts his hand behind his back, and then almost as if by magic, sort of summons a few glasses in his sort of hand, these small like shandy sort of wine glasses, one between each finger, of this red sort of liquid.
I don't know, mate. It sounds a bit sus.
I'm gonna message Cantrip Galahad and just say, I think we feign interest in negotiation so we can get close and then just unleash.
Okay. I'll give him just a little glance over at Galahad. I'm going to have Griffin. And start walking in.
Yeah, can we approach?
Of course. I'm a councilman now. I can't be seen being so barbaric as to fight the Guardians of Ambyr, saviors of the realm. Or at least one of you is a guardian. The rest of you... extras. Acquaintances, maybe. I don't really know. I haven't heard much about you. Who, in fact, are you? Actually, no. Scratch that. I know plenty about you, Sir Galahad. I've read plenty on your life. I can almost guarantee you I know more about your life than you do your own. Or at least as far as people have talked and heard in the history books over the years. But oh, and I've heard of you, Mr. Minotaur. Oh, yes, I've heard plenty of you. What do they call you? Drengears of the North? Another band of misfits that's cleaning up Ambyr's lands, I guess. But you, Mr. Paladin, I can't say I've heard of you. By the looks of you, Paladin of Tyr, clearly Aasimar. Well,
are you sure you haven't heard of me?
No, I can't say. I believe I may have heard something about an Aasimar waving an axe around in the Shattered Coast recently, but well, I thought that was some kind of madman.
At your service, ma.
It appears I wasn't wrong. And oh, Dokrumir, how lovely to see you again. My, you have really come far. How are your friends doing?
Well, we all make new friends along the way. It seems like you've done quite well for yourself.
That I have. Oh, and how's that, what is his name? Boris or something? Oramis, that would be the one, yes. What was his, Oramis Single Finger or Solo...
Oh, this is such unnecessary abuse.
How's he doing?
Godslayer now.
Godslayer. Oh.
My G?
Well, haven't you all certainly come far from, well, thievery on the high seas? Drink, anyone? And he simply sort of leans over and places the drinks on the coffin, and you can see this spectral hand is suddenly summoned, and it lifts each one to each of you, or at least not to each of you, but just to the other side of the coffin.
Can I pick it up and
Is there something I can
take a
roll to see
sniff?
if there's any poison in this? I don't think that's how we do it, but I just kind of want to check.
I mean, you can take a sniff. I would say that is a... God, what would taking a sniff of poison be?
I don't know.
That
I
would
mean, I
be-
really don't think that's how it works in style or anything.
It would be a very, very high DC. I mean, you can make a
Depends who you're talking to.
Arcana check, maybe?
Yeah.
You talking to me or Matt?
I would say you, because you said that you were gonna... I say you as I'm pointing to my thing, but that doesn't help anyone. Galahad.
I'm not looking for poison. I'm trying to ascertain: is this wine? Is this possibly blood? What
Okay.
is it? Not necessarily if it's poison, but what is it actually?
Okay,
that is-
just make a general perception check then. Balzanor, without something like detect magic or anything like that, you might
Yeah.
not necessarily gain that sort of thing.
Okay, then
Maybe
I'll
you took a bit of a blow earlier and your nose is just sort of bleeding just that little bit, but you can't quite. To you, it looks like a red drink.
I take one and drop it on the floor.
Yeah. Oh, probably for the best, to be fair. Actually, yes, probably you all might want to throw that away. That's well, that once belonged to the Councilman Neelith. You've all spoken with her, haven't you? Only last night, yes. Yes, that was once hers. Pity. Only she stayed compliant. And that's what I'm here to talk to you all about. Gentlemen, you're making things uncomfortable in this city, causing panic where there needs not be any. I'm going to give you a chance to walk away. Well, actually, I'm going to give everyone but you a chance. And he points right at you, Doc. Going to give you all a chance to go about your separate lives. Maybe you can head back to Titan, Sir Minotaur. Maybe, Galahad, you can find a new life in this world. Maybe Griffin, I don't know, wave that axe around a little more. Dokrumir, you will stay until I gain my egg. Yes.
Can I be, while you're talking, just trying to do a perception check or something to see if I can see or hear any movement from where?
Of course, make a perception check. And while he's talking about this, can I get everyone to just roll me a d20? Doc, yes. So you can see... Well, you can't really see... Well, you can sort of hear just this almost agitated boot steps somewhere to your right. Somewhere to the right of him. You're not entirely sure exactly where, but somewhere to his
Somewhere
right.
in this sort of vague vicinity.
Yes.
You can hear a footstep.
Sort of like an agitated foot grinding on the
a
ground
pacing
sort of thing.
or
Yeah,
shuffling,
yeah,
someone
like
agitated,
like
They can't
someone's
just keep their feet still.
like someone's shifting their stance, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, that's going to be a D12, D20.
D20. Alrighty, that's not bad from everybody. Sadly, it's not great from one of you, but actually I think it's fine. What is everyone's insight score?
My insight is...
The modifier.
Modifier, yeah.
My modifier is +11.
+1.
Galahad, what is your...
-1.
What would you add to a wisdom saving throw?
I would add. Well, The number next to wisdom on saving throws is 4. If that's
4.
what you mean.
It is.
So 5 from Griffin.
So looking.
Yes.
So you can. Oh, hang on.
Was that your mother? You are.
You
Muty.
cannot hear you.
Yes, she's going away for a couple of days for work, so I'm not going to see her.
That's amazing. But can you tell her that you're negotiating with the vampire lord? There is no time for affection.
So you can all see with your insight checks, and I would say and insight or perception.
That was
You can all see a slight shift in just the hue of his eyes. The red in his eyes suddenly flares a little brighter. And you get the feeling that he is, like, you've been told by Cathaniel, who's still on your person.
I never know how to use. I've wanted to use his inspiration a couple of times, but I've never known sort of like how. I know I can just say, "Oh."
I mean, yeah, just
but I feel like
it's just
like, Cathaniel inspired someone.
I'm just going to say at the end of your turn, you can just choose for him to inspire someone. It doesn't have to be a bonus action, anything like that, and you can use it once a day.
Okay.
It's a D. It's also I'm changing it to a D12 inspiration.
Cool. Okay.
So, yeah, you guys definitely sense that he's doing something. And after Cathaniel's told you about the charming abilities of vampires, you get the sense that he is definitely trying to charm you. And it was when he was speaking to Galahad and saying how he can find his place in the world, being somewhat nice to him. Galahad, sadly, your mind for a minute just goes blank. And you almost have to blink for a minute. And then when you open your eyes again, your pupils are now entirely red.
Shit.
Lazarus goes, Well, gentlemen, if it's all the same to you, I would suggest we hurry this along. I have places to be, but as I said, you are all being pests. If you could stay out of my way, I will stay out of yours. But Dokrumir, I'd like my egg. I know you know what he's done with it. Make me a deception check.
I don't lie well. Deception. 9.
Can almost give magic help from wherever he is.
It sort of looks at you. You know, you holy men don't lie well. It's one of your many, many faults.
Yeah, worth a try.
Tell me where it is, and you may also go free. And Glyndon, Oramus, and Mazarius may go free. And I will call off the Dowie, the Black Talons, and the cults of the Black Prophet that are waiting outside their doors right now.
I turn around. I just have a moment to discuss with Dokrumir and Balzanor. I hope that's okay. And Galahad.
Anything you wish to discuss, you can discuss in the open. This is not a quiet dealing.
Okay, let me just check if that's okay with Dokrumir. And as I turn around, because when you cast message, you say the words, don't you?
Yeah, you have to whisper.
So he can't see me say this to Doc. I'll just say, have you got? Do you think Mary's here? I'm gonna try and get in between you and Lazarus so that he can't see you mouth the reply.
I could try and do something I can to say 10, 15 feet to his right. So his right or our right?
You're you're right. Somewhere in the vicinity to his right.
Okay.
You're not quite sure.
10, 15 feet to it. 10, 15 feet to his left. I'll try and like whisper that back.
And then I'll message him again, here goes nothing, and I'll shout Balzanor, and I'm going to fling a fireball that gets him and the area to his right.
Fantastic.
My reaction did the same thing.
At which point,
Oh, fuck, attack.
some held actions go off. First of all, can everyone make me a wisdom saving throw?
Absolutely not.
Oh, what is that?
Oh, that's worse somehow. I mean, that's going to be a 17.
Wow, yours is a 17 as well.
All around you, this sudden flash of this twisting red and purple light, like this strange pattern just flashes before you. Your minds go blank as she has cast Hypnotic Pattern over you. Galahad,
Should I just go fuck myself right now?
you're unaffected.
Oh, because I'm already hypnotized.
Yeah.
Cool.
What are your saving throws in then, Nick? Did you take fighter first?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
so Conan's strength.
strength and con. Yeah.
And then seemingly watching from within two of the coffins that are next to you, these creatures' hands just burst out and rip these things off. These things now look exactly as you see them there, but they do have similarities to people that, Doc, you've seen before. This is Harrison and Ralph.
They've not had a glow up.
They have not had a glow up, and it seems that you can see with the scars and lashes and lacerations over their body, they have been punished for the shite work they've done so far. Tortured and beaten into the monstrous creatures that they currently are right now. But your firebolt can go off. So roll for whatever you guys were using your things to roll. This would all happen.
Balzanor and I are getting a fireball off here.
Fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, I think we can
Roll
do
for fireball.
level 3. We can assess after.
Well, that's not great. No, yours is worst.
2 fireballs hit the back wall, dealing a pretty insane amount of damage. Lazarus passes oh so easily. Mariah fails oh so badly, but it's against 2, so they need to make 2 checks.
That's cool.
Lazarus passes again.
That's fair.
And Mariah fucking fails again. Oh my god, so she needs to make 2...
Lazarus does some sort of break dancing and somehow with 2 fireballs.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, so after the first one... Surprise! You can see her. And then the second one, yeah, she just gets blown to pieces, so that's like 40 fucking damage to her.
Well done, Balzy.
I'm next to you. Yeah, just go knuckles.
And then against Lazarus, that's half, so that's only 21 damage to him. And
Doesn't matter, it's a good start.
the next thing he would do is he
she's
would look at
visible.
you. He would just look at you, Galahad, and go, "If you would please protect my sister." And sadly, Galahad, you need to protect us. You need to protect Mary Barrehill. This is the thing. It's not literally controlling your actions. It's in the most favorable way possible. So you don't necessarily have to, guard her from people. But however you could feasibly think that you could protect, it's entirely up to you what you do. But yeah, it's in your most feasible way possible how you do his actions that he asks you to do.
Was anyone affected by hypnotic pattern?
Yes. God. Balzanor, Doc, not Galahad. Griffin, you were fine. So Balzanor and Doc, you guys are both incapacitated. Yep.
17.
17.
Jesus.
Failed on a 17.
Incapacitated. Does that just mean we can't move or we can't do anything?
You cannot take actions or reactions. So actually, your fireball wouldn't have gone off.
Fuck you.
Thankfully, it was Griffin's fireball that broke her concentration, so that's fine. But I will give her back 20 hit points. It's 22. He only takes 10. So yeah, anyone can use their action to shake you awake, or if you take damage, you're just immediately awakened. And I think with everything instantly kicking off here, that's where we'll end the session. You guys want to roll initiative now or at the start of the next session?
Depends
It's up
what
to you.
initiative I roll.
Let's roll it now, because I'm
Yeah, let's do it
rolling
now.
badly.
Fuck it, let's do it. Roll some initiative.
Oh,
Oh, that is
Let's roll
actually
the next session.
awful.
yeah, let's roll next session. That didn't happen. That's fine.
That's a dreadful roll.
God, no dice roll over 10.
That's so good, no?
So, oh god, we've got 3 from Balzanor,
That's
5
two
from
twos
Doc,
and three.
11 from Oh my god.
Two,
Alright, let's see how they do. So yeah,
Nine, three.
Lazarus is going fucking first. Mariah's going second. And the terrible
Not if we're doing
two
the back and forth.
and the terrible two are going third. No, not if we're doing the back and forth, which we are.
Nice save, Sam. Nice save.
It does help. It helps with. It sort of negates a lower roll.
Yeah,
It does help negate lower rolls, because obviously then this would be a situation where it's all of them, and then all of you, and then all of them, because they've actually rolled really well. So I think it does make it a little bit more... Makes sense to be a bit more reactive.
Yeah, we're
I
shocking.
think if they all went before us, we'd be finished. I think, or a long way there.
Balzanor, no, so first up is Galahad, then Doc, then Griffin.
So I'm going to be going fourth, essentially, on a 5.
Don't worry. There's 2 people behind you.
I'm very worried. I really thought you'd both passed on a 17. I thought that would be enough.
I know, same.
I'm really pissed I got a 30 with a plus 11.
I did think if anyone's going to pass this, it'd be the cleric with a +6 wisdom and proficiency in wisdom saves. But there we fucking go. You guys were, to be fair, given what you rolled last session against some of her saves and against some of Seer's saves as well, you were bound to start rolling low at some point.
I really wish I'd.
I'm slowly tempted to just start. I'm really tempted to just start railing on Griffin.
Well, yeah.
Fight
We'll get to that again next session. But it's
Galahad,
almost like
she's a
it's just
human,
being
and there are
charmed,
undead
so-
things about. So you should
Oh,
protect
that's
her by
true.
slaying the undead things so they can't harm her.
That's very true. I'm fully anti.
Oh, I will say, as charmed, however, you can't damage him. You cannot, being charmed, the charmed condition, you cannot damage the person who charmed you.
So Lazarus
You can
charged
damage the other
Maria.
things. You cannot damage him
That's very
protecting her.
interesting.
If you can somehow swindle to me how protecting her is damaging her, then sure, go for it. But
Because,
protecting her from herself.
yeah, exactly. Taking her from.
Granting her the mercy of death.
That's exactly what I was going
well,
to say. JJ.
we'll see. I'm very much looking forward to next session,
I
running
must
a bit of a
say.
vampire fight. As obviously initiative is rolled, just to give you guys a hint of maybe what's coming. He just lifts up his hand, and you know how like Darth Sidious in episode 3 just like flicks his wrist and a knife comes to his hand? That's sort of what happens here. He flicks his wrist and then no, not a knife, a lightsaber when he's fighting against
like
all the
arrows.
Jedi in his
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. It's just like he flicks his wrist and suddenly a knife just fast as a bullet unsheaths from his side and flashes up to his hand.
So he's going to spin like a narwhal over the coffin while going.
I actually beg.
Which one of us is Mace Windu? Because you're going to have to solo this fight.
Well, I think sometimes anyone who's actually
Well,
on our side and conscious.
I think Sam, like you and I were, is it you? I can't remember. Who we're both paralysed. We can't move.
It's me.
I'm Kit Fisto. I die instantly.
I'm the other one who doesn't even
Yeah.
have a name. I mean, they do have a name, but no one knows it.
But yes, this is what happens when you let enemies lie in wait for a very, very, very long time.
We didn't.
I think maybe the silence wasn't a great decision. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
I more meant lie in wait, as in this guy was first introduced in episode 3 when you were level 3. Not that I was saying, take him out way back then, but known about him for a long time. Though you've been busy, you've had other stuff
He
going
has
on.
often cropped into my mind thinking about we should go back and deal with him at some point when we get a moment. But I thought he was very much a side character.
He thinks he's really important, and he's really pissed off that Doc and the B team are here to deal with it.
You know what? If I'm honest, yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, like Mariah being invisible, she was prepared for a spellcaster of some sorts. A lot of things were locked, almost as like a tempt for Oramus to break through, and a lot of things have been very much up in your face to prepare for an archer. You can definitely get an element of he's somewhat surprised that this group are here, not the other group. But also, he says he has people stood outside the rooms of the other group, so we'll see how that one plays out.
I know where they've gone, so it's
I don't believe him on that. I think
But
that's...
you know where they went for like a day or two.
I reckon he's just trying to bluff there. But I don't... I mean, I didn't ask the rolling thing because we can't...
Yeah, none of you guys made insights, and he is a very... You can tell he's a very charismatic person. But we'll get to that next session, which I'm very much looking forward to.
An insight check on someone that'll be dead in 2 minutes.
One thing I will say, I think next week, I'm not here on Monday. I'm at my sister's graduation in Bristol. So if people wanted to, I don't know, switch days, we can. Otherwise, otherwise we'll have to miss a week.
Well, I'm happy to switch days. I don't overly want to miss. I feel like what we're about to do is going to be quite fun.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to switch.
Yeah, switch it to
maybe if we miss a week, Oramus might snap out of that charm thing he's on. Not Oramus, Galahad might snap out of his charm person and then join us.
To be fair, this is actually quite a high profile fight. If people are interested, we could try and do an in-person session to actually pick up this fight and do a session of that.
Are you insane?
I'll be interested.
Yeah.
I'd be down whatever day we can to do that, even if it's a weekend. More than happy to travel up and do something like that, because I think this fight has been built up for quite a while. I think it would be kind of fun to do in person.
Thursday, Monday swap next week?
Thursday, Mondays, Luke's about to ruin everything. Go on.
No, I was just going to be a dick and tell Ben that he wouldn't be travelling up to go to JJ, but I'm assuming we're meeting. He'd be travelling across and slightly down.
Oh, God.
And now we know why Galahad was charmed.
And now you know why I picked fucking you.
Oh, JJ, how's the kitchen?
It should be...
I thought you were going to say it was shit.
We're getting countertops this week, so we probably won't have a floor. It'll just be concrete floor rather than tile, but it should be
unacceptable.
perfectly usable.
Shame you can countertop me getting charmed.
Countertop. Doc just pulls a counter.